And we are back for another episode of USATF's Journey to Gold Zone podcast. I am your host, Erik Kynard Jr., joined by the
Wallace Spearman Jr.
I feel like you're not, a few episodes you ain't been here, bro. Like, I don't know.
Because you've been recording 16 a day.
I know. We need to talk about...
I got to get back in practice, huh? Back in rhythm.
We need to talk about contract renegotiation. You talk about rhythm. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the very special Celera Barnes, 100-meter short sprinter specialist, although Wallace swears that we're going to see a 200-meter dash this summer under...
22 flat. She going to run 21.
21. Celera, how are you?
Hey. Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. So, Ventura, California's finest, Saint Bonaventure, bonjour. Bon. High school. Talk to us a little bit about your early career in track and field and athletics and growing up in California.
Yeah, I started track when I was about 11 years old, just because my stepdad was like, she needs to do more boy sports. So I did that, basketball, soccer, because I was a girly girl, dance, cheer, all that. He said she needs to get tougher, so that's kind of where I started track, beating everybody on the basketball court, beating everybody in recess. And so I started at this just little AAU team, and I was pretty good. I was like number one in my county by like 8th grade and stuff like that. Tore my ACL my freshman year of high school, so I had to kind of take a little time off of track, but came back, won state my senior year, was runner-up, I think, my junior year, and that's kind of like where it went.
That adds up, though.
Does it?
The toughness part, like, because she is like one of the most little gangster.
She said she was a girly girl.
And then she used past tense. I was a girly girl.
And then her dad said she had to do...
I'm still a girly girl.
Your dad said you had to do... I'm not going to say it. You have to repeat it. Your dad said you going to do what?
Play
like
boy
more tough sports, like boy sports, like get me tougher because I was just too much of a girly girl.
I'm going to get cancel culture on you.
Oh, y'all going to cancel me? You can't fire me.
King Kong ain't got...
Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Okay, so... Celera, now that you've obviously increased your toughness and not so much of a girly girl, in the 100-meter dash, you've made quite the splash, and also you've made a splash on the relay. Last year, you were part of the 4x100-meter relays at the World Relays, running third leg. You received the baton from your training partner, then Gabby Thomas, and passed it off to the Melissa Jefferson, who went on to become the bronze medalist in the 100-meter dash at the Olympic Games. 60-meter specialist as well as 100 meters. 1094 PR in 100, 1082 all conditions, I believe. Texas Relays, you caught a flyer a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? Caught a little fly. Not caught a flyer, but you know what I'm saying? It was too.
Wow.
You ain't catch a flyer. You right. I think the technical term for a flyer, the technical term for a flyer back in the day in track is when somebody get a head start, right?
A flyer, you caught the gun right on the nose.
Caught the gun. Well, you didn't catch the gun right on the nose that I recall. It wasn't one of those, but you had a windy race. 2.8 meters per second, I believe, was the win. And our newly crowned 60-meter champion at the USATF 2025 Indoor Championships. That is quite a start to a professional career, or I would say an intermission to a professional career.
Celera be stunned on them haters. And she probably went to the most colleges in the history of an NCAA track and field athlete.
Not the most colleges.
No, I'm joking.
I know at least 2.
It was three of them.
I didn't know you could do that. Exactly. We'll get to that later, though. Go ahead. My bad.
No, so Celera, so from high school, obviously, you chose to stay in California native, and go to UCLA. Just talk to us a little bit about your freshman year.
Yeah, so I went to UCLA. Coach Joanna Hayes, she had recruited me there and then left me to go to USC. And so when I got to UCLA, I just wasn't with the coach that recruited me and one that I trusted. And so I actually ended up quitting that year, which is why I ended up having so much eligibility, just because I just didn't want to chance it with that coach. And that's nothing to the coach. It's just I wanted to be with Coach Hayes, and it just didn't work out in my favor.
So you bet on yourself?
Yeah, basically, I just kind of have a big head, and so I was just kind of like, I'm not going to run for you. It was just kind of like, I'm going to find a coach that I want to run for, and that was Coach Flo, which is why I ended up transferring to Kentucky. And I didn't like the training program. I was getting hurt left and right, and that just wasn't me. And so I just said, hey, let's just part ways.
the coach at Kentucky, where'd he go to college? Never mind, don't answer that.
Shout out to the Arkansas Razorbacks, man. As always, if somebody always got a woo pig suey us to death.
Hey, you
here.
SEC gang, so you with us. Don't do that.
Anyway,
don't do that.
Yeah, I'm fighting on too, so I'm a lot.
We're going to talk about the Wildcats at Kentucky for a second. Now, y'all had a pretty stacked team at the University of Kentucky while you were there. I believe you were also on the relay with Jasmine Camacho Quinn at the University of Kentucky, who went on to do extremely well in the hurdles at the Olympics and as their professional career progressed. So what was it like being at the University of Kentucky, training under Coach Florell, and just kind of, leaving home? I mean, you're California born and bred, and you went all the way to Lexington. What was that culture shock like?
It was a little bit of a culture shock. I love Mexican food, so when I got to Lexington, it wasn't any Mexican food. And then I kind of grew up with Mexican food and a lot of like Mexicans and like Caucasian people, and so to go to Kentucky where it was just a lot of Black people and Black athletes, that honestly was a culture shock for me. But Kentucky was kind of my first taste of like what being a professional really is. I mean, you mentioned Jasmine, but there was Kenny Harrison, Corey Carter, Omar McLeod, Cindy McLaughlin. Like the names did not stop when it came to Kentucky. And then even when Flo left, Masai and Alexis Holmes and Abby Steiner, like being in Lexington at Kentucky was probably just one of the most beneficial parts of my career, not just being coached by, Flo and Hall, but just to be around that caliber of athlete. And those are now Olympic medalists, like gold medalists, And so it was really fun to be there.
I bet you those practices were intense, huh?
Intense.
Iron sharpens iron, though. Look at the result of that.
Especially with Flo, you already know.
Yeah.
One of the jumps coach is a jumper turned into one of the best sprint coaches. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Coach Flo. So UK, and I want to know how in the hell did you go to University of Kentucky, train with all those Olympic athletes and all those world-class athletes that you train with. You train with a world-class coach and you developed into a world-class athlete yourself, but you studied and graduated summa cum laude in kinesiology. I know kinesiology has taken out many student athletes at universities. Many of student athletes didn't survive human body.
Study of the body and its movements.
How did you accomplish that while also training and pursuing your athletic career with this same level of passion and intensity that you did?
Yeah, most people don't know I'm kind of a nerd, so that school stuff just comes really, really naturally to me. I mean, high school, I graduated 4.0, and it's like I have aspirations to be a doctor as well. And so school is something that just comes very, 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 very easy for me. Getting an A in a class is just like, I'll just walk into the class and I'll be like, what can I do, like the bare minimum to get an A? And that's just what I end up doing. I'm a really, really good test taker. And so school is just very, very easy to me. So school being so easy, I was able to focus a lot on track where it was just kind of like I could put my energy in here because that's just kind of easy for me.
Dr. Barnes. Very nice.
Dr. Barnes.
What was your, you took anatomy?
Yeah, anatomy. So I ended up getting a master's in medicine too. So I had to do anatomy, physiology, immunology, like every ology that you can probably think of.
I didn't get to that part. I couldn't say a few of those things.
What's the longest muscle in the body?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm so far removed now. Like, golly.
What you mean? That's what you do for a living. You need to know these things. It doesn't matter. That's
I do, but I graduated. My last degree was in 2022. So it was like, I don't know, it's 2025.
2022. Whew.
I'm calling Dr. J and I'm telling her to spray you with the bottle because you don't know your body parts.
Nah, it's okay. So
that's what I call Jerica. Me and Jerica we just bounce ideas off of each other and it's really fun. So.
Oh, JT. Oh yeah, y'all low key neighbors now too, huh?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
JT.
So let's talk about that briefly. I would say, so you've been in the sport for a long time, whether it be athletes, medical providers, dietitians, nutritionists. What does your circle look like? What kind of people are in your inner circle? And then do you keep in contact with people that you don't work with anymore? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Jerica is just one of those people who she's a friend, she's a mentor, she's like an aunt to me. So I definitely keep in contact with her. I have psychologist, Sean McMahon, I believe that's his name. He's there. Ricky Keen, she's a dietitian. Alicia, Kiki, Brittany, these are both like provide. I keep in contact with everybody because you never know what you're gonna need and you never know where you're gonna be at. I was in Miami, I think like 3 weeks ago, and Jerica couldn't get me in, so I knew a lady on Liberia. So you just never know. Like my circle is just, it's so big and it's just so supportive right now that that's kind of why I'm doing as well as I am.
Whether you want to support this team, participate locally, or have Olympic aspirations, join Team USATF. Visit usatf.org/membership to get involved in the action.
And so for any young track athletes that are transitioning from the college life to pro, who would you advise that they go?
Yeah, I mean, one piece of advice, I would just say, like, don't burn bridges. I mean, I've been to a lot of schools, have a lot of coaches, and, like, these coaches, I could go to Austin and train on Flo's track. Right now, I'm at UNLV training on Coach Jett's track, you know? And so I know a lot of people sometimes, it's like, hey, I don't like that coach, and I'm going to burn this bridge, and I'm going to go out with a bang. But it's just kind of like, you never know what you're going to need these people for. And, like, I go to track meets, and I see all of my coaches. I'm talking Coach Green, Coach Hall, Coach Flo, Coach Jett. I mean, and it's insane, and it would be very awkward if we had beef, you know? So it's just kind of like, just be mature and stick to the plan.
And back to Erik's point, speaking of all these coaches, where was your third college that you attended, and who was the coach? Because I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, no one knows I went to UCLA. So UCLA was my first one.
Okay.
Was only there for a year, stayed at Kentucky for 4 years with Coach Flo and then Coach Hall. And then my scholarship, and they thought I didn't have any more eligibility, so they gave my scholarship away in the recruiting process, but I did have one more year, so then that's when I went to USC with Coach Jett.
Hey, who's Coach Hall?
Christian Coleman?
Tim Hall.
Oh, that's right. Coach Hall was.
Don't put that on the podcast.
You're right. No, you know who I was thinking about, though?
No.
I forgot he was there, bro. I forgot.
He left Tennessee and went there.
Man, yeah, you're right.
Yes, Coach Hall.
South Carolina.
Coach Hall was it? Yeah.
Shout out Coach Hall.
Right, shout out to Coach Hall, man. So
Got to be more careful.
Yo, you already know how we get out on Coach Hall, so it's all love. So, you spoke a little bit about, coaching changes. You obviously went through a few university changes in your career, and I know you actually did go through some training group changes. And most recently, you were quoted as saying that you've kind of found your recipe, which is, essentially to focus on Celera and, focus on the individual aspect of track and field and not so much the group training. So Las Vegas is now, where you've landed. And just talk to us a little bit about the piece associated with you progressing from the place that you're at right now.
So now that I'm here, I just have one training partner. It's just me and her and my coach, and I'm able to ask all the questions I want. He sees an arm, a finger, a hair out of place, and he's calling me out. And I'm that athlete where it's just like, please call me out. Like, I don't care. We're chasing milliseconds right now. We're not chasing seconds. And so if my arm, finger, hair is out of place, like, please call me out on it.
Oh, I like that. Shout out to Coach Taylor also.
I'm about to say one thing I've noticed over my experience with track and field. The fastest females in the world are typically borderline brilliant or above. I'm gonna stop that statement there. We won't talk about anybody else, but I will say the fact that you are so intelligent and I feel good.
I was worried about Celera in the Bahamas. I ain't gonna lie.
Why? What happened?
She was on my list, dog.
What'd she do?
Chilling.
Celera, hold on, wait. What'd you do? Listen, I'm gonna give you a chance to tell your story before he gets to it, because if he does, you might be in trouble.
Okay,
I can tell you how it looked from the outside looking
She said,
in.
which Bahamas?
Last year, 2024.
Relays? Because we went for NACAC, and then I went.
Oh, shout out to NACAT too. You definitely were gold medalist, I believe, in NACAT and 4x100 meters.
Yeah, probably because I was on the jet ski.
Man.
What?
Man.
Before the competition?
Man.
Yeah, you were having a grand old time.
When I come at breakfast, Celera already at breakfast. She looked like she going to the beach right from breakfast. She was ready. Beach towel, umbrella. She was ready before the race, dog. I'm looking like,
no. This was not before the race.
Is there any truth to this?
No, it might not have been before the race. It might not have been.
I believe it was before a relay meeting. It was before a relay meeting, and I remember me and my coach Bailey.
When relay meetings happen, Wallace?
Before the race.
No, like
not right before the race.
Like
I mean,
before race day.
Competed.
Before race day.
Yes.
Yeah, probably like a couple of days before the race. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You all right? Your coach wasn't there, was he?
Huh?
Your coach was not there, was he? He was.
Coach Bailey was there. Yes, she was.
And she knew?
No, I'm just one of those athletes. Like sometimes I just, if the moment's just too big and I just need a break mentally, she was just like, hey, let's just go jet skiing. And I was like, cool. Like,
Nah,
I
that's
don't know.
dope. That's dope. That's one thing I always impart on younger athletes
Is
from
what?
my career. I wish I'd have just did more of what, like, not to say I didn't do what I wanted to do, but as it relates to like going on trips and prioritizing being a tourist or prioritizing actually like spending time or downtime, mental health aspect.
Hey,
like I
man.
was locked in, man. I was an old school athlete.
I'm gonna stay focused, but so I'll ask this question: is that something you typically do when you go to these competitions? Are you going out and seeing the city, trying new food, shopping, etc.?
Yeah, I think that's kind of just something I made a point because sometimes, like Erik said, that sometimes we just get caught and we just be there, and I just be in the hotel room, and like I get home and my family's like, "How was whatever place you're in?" I'm like, "I don't know. I saw the Hilton, or like to say I saw the inside of the Hilton, like, and whatever was across the street." So now I just try to give myself like, hey, like let's just go out and see something real quick.
Wait. Have you skydived and bungee jumped? Now this is the messy part of me.
Nah, I actually haven't, and I don't want to skydive, but I definitely do want to bungee jump. So.
Are you overemphasizing how dangerous jet skiing is?
Yes,
Jet skiing is not.
Why do you
that
think jet
dangerous.
skiing is dangerous?
because it is.
It can be dangerous if it's you on a jet ski, if I'm on a jet ski.
Yeah.
For sure,
Like,
probably.
you just,
but for her,
this
that
all you
probably
do.
was. Yeah, she was, I was
know
about to
what?
get a young jock reference, but she too young for the Tom Cruise joint. But yeah, I think that
Smokey
I'm glad,
from Friday.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Bye, Felicia. No.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah,
But no, we definitely, and I think that's big. I think that you understanding your process, as it relates to mental preparation and understanding like, hey, I need to relax, or, this moment is big and I don't want to overemphasize or place any more heightened importance on it that's huge. Because a lot of folks done, blew the cash. Man, blew the cash. So understanding your own mental health preparation is big time, and pursuing greatness in this sport especially because it's an individual sport.
Speaking of mental health, I do want to ask this. You did just win your, the indoor championship in the 60-meter dash. What does that do for your confidence going outdoors? I know if I were you, this is me personally. If I won a 60, with my terrible start, won a 60, when we go outside,
They gotta see you.
man, what? I'm talking to everybody. I'm good looking, high five. Nobody's gonna have any type of peace. I'm Fred Curly in that thing. I got a lot to say. So what does that do for you, if anything?
I think honestly, more so like than outdoor, just kind of the coaching change always was like a big thing for me because you just never know when you go through a coaching change, like how that's gonna affect you. And so I think it just gave me the confidence just to really trust in him. And then whenever I get to a race, I don't care if I'm losing. I don't care if I'm winning. I'm kind of like, I'm that girl. Like, no matter if it was this season, last season, 2 seasons ago, and so I kind of just go in with that confidence no matter what. And so going into outdoor, I'm excited for outdoor. I like being outdoor. The 60, we've still been training like outdoor. So the 60, that line comes up real fast. And I'm all, man, so I'm excited to get into 100 and show people, and a 200 and show people which is what I'm really capable of.
Do you actually have any goals that you'd like to share with us, or you don't mind going on record and disclosing?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously making that team, that's just the biggest goal right now. I've made the team in a lot of relays, and I don't want to be known as a relay girl. Coach Jet, she was always just like, you're not a relay girl. And so I'm just trying to prove her right and, prove myself right and just make that team.
Okay, and that team is the 2025 USA Track and Field Athletics team that's going to Japan. That's not the right way to say that.
Well,
What's
we
the
can
right
say
way
two
to say
things.
that?
But say she probably would be invited to, if I had to guess, to the World Relays this year that are happening.
That's first. But she said that team, and she only talking about one. We ain't talking about no relays. We talking about that open 100.
I know she likes money too. But then the second thing would be our outdoor World Championships this year in Japan.
Outdoor World Championships in Tokyo.
Yes.
Reboot.
Tokyo, I want to do live Mario Kart. Like, come on now.
Oh,
What you? Oh, for what? Don't help her. Don't help her.
we should do live.
I know we should, but don't tell her though. She can't do it.
I'm throwing bananas. I don't care.
We should do live Mario Kart, and we should record that.
I'm a red
Yo,
turtle shell you before we even get out there.
Jeanette in the
Yo,
background
bust
right
to
now,
the place so
shaking her
you
head
can't do
agreeing.
it.
Mushroom. Speed off for you.
It would star then. Let's go.
Our director / fearless leader / producer / executive producer is shaking her head in agreement that
Shout
we need
out
to
Mario
get this.
Kart.
Mario
And the
Kart.
fact that she's
Shout
old
out
enough to
Mario
know about
Kart.
it.
She is old enough to know about it. And talking about age and being from California, how excited are you to have the Olympic Games coming to Los Angeles in 2028? I know you're 26.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. Obviously, I had really, really high hopes for Paris, and it didn't go how I wanted to. But it's just like everybody's like, "Hey, you gotta at the crib." They was like, "You gotta come home at the crib, and you gotta do it at the crib." So, I'm 26. I'm not super young, but I'm not old as well in the sport, and so I feel like the sky is the limit, and I'm excited to be LA 2028. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be in the prime too. Prime of your life right there. Like what, 29, 30 almost pushing?
Yeah, it's almost 30. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be huge. Now,
Nah.
how do you cope or balance your personal interests with, your pursuits in athletics, right? You just spoke about Paris. Obviously, that was a team that, we didn't get to see you participate in, but, the pursuit of those goals, dreams, and aspirations doesn't change. What does the balance of that look like? You touched a little bit on the mental health aspect of how you prepare for big competitions, not allowing the moment to be too big. What is the monotony of, hey, today is Tuesday, I had training today, and it did or didn't go well? How do I cope with that? Is it ice cream, Jell-O? What is it?
I think a lot of people, when you move to a place, like a lot of people think I moved to Vegas to be trained by Logan. Well, a lot of people thought I came here to be trained by Coach Jet. But I actually moved to Vegas because I have family here. Like my family, my support system, my friends. I honestly was just like, I'm moving here. This is where I want to be, and I'll find the coach after, And so it was just honestly me trusting in God. Like, hey, I'm gonna get up and move here. So like right now, even today, yeah. I'm about to have my girl time. Usually when we have our girl time, we're not our fastest and stuff like that. I'm highly irritable. So I had a great practice today, but it wasn't like the practice that I had before winning nationals. You know what I'm saying? And so now today I'm going to go see my friend who had a newborn, and like just having that support system. And I love kids and I love babies, and just being able to be like, hey, grandma, can we go eat tomorrow? It's just the biggest blessing ever.
My dumb thought you said you were about to go have some mimosas on girl time or something. I ain't know where we were going with that.
That went all the way over your head, bro.
Man, what? And then I came
All
back
the
like,
way.
irritable. Oh,
Hey,
shit.
yo.
I got it. My bad.
All the
That's
way.
it. Okay.
No,
No
I
mimosas,
definitely-
unfortunately.
No mimosas. Well, I understand the aspect of having a support system. I lived in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, no family, hardly any friends, and I stayed there for 10 years and kind of locked in from that regard. So I definitely understand how important that is. What about any hobbies? Any other things that you participate in outside of being
dangerous activities?
Dangerous on the
I
the
know,
water
I
sports.
am a daredevil. I grew up just like that kid who would ride ATVs. I was like a little tomboy when I grew up too. So I ride ATVs. I'd be at the park just jumping off stuff, flipping off stuff. So I mean, right now I try to keep it cute. Like there's a little pickleball place over here that me and my friends go to. Like little pickleball.
We found out y'all playing against senior citizens at the pickleball.
Nah, we've been playing
Tearing
against
they
each other, and it gets real competitive in there. It gets real competitive. And then what else do? I read books, but I like Netflix. I like being at home. I'm a homebody for real. So just chilling here. I have a dog. Sometimes we go to the dog park. But
What kind of dog?
yeah, chilling with my friends. A Maltese Yorkie, a little guy.
Okay. What's his name?
Rennie.
Rennie.
I don't know where he's at right now. Somewhere asleep.
Rennie LeBeau.
Rennie is low-key French. Low-key French. So, obviously, we got 10, what? How many days?
To
10
what?
days? 11 days?
I don't know what you're about to
What's
say.
today's date? The
Till we
4th.
leave.
10 days, yeah. Going to China in 10
Yeah.
days. World Indoor
Yes.
Championships, Nanjing, China 2025. Outside of going to a tea shop, I anticipate that you want to go to a medal stand.
Yeah.
How prepared are you as it
what you
relates?
did there?
Yeah, you see that? That boy good.
Yeah, that was cute. I didn't see where that was going either. I said, where else am I gonna go?
I set that up real good.
Yeah,
What does your level of preparation look like? Bags packed, snacks packed.
Yeah. I
know you ain't
mean,
got
are
no
you
bags
asking me if
packed.
my bags are packed now?
Yeah.
USA hasn't even sent my suitcase yet.
see,
I already knew the
Yeah,
answer. That's why I was like, oh man.
I ain't know that. That's not my department. I apologize.
Nah,
This is mine.
this is probably one of the first teams that I made where they didn't send us home with the suitcase, where they're shipping it. So
Get used to it.
yeah,
That's
I'm
Wallace's fault.
Get used to it.
That's Wallace's fault. You ain't your bag yet.
Hey, but you know what she did
Yeah.
appreciate? Not spending an extra 2 or 3 hours in team processing because it was a lot more.
Streamlined.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot
Yeah,
more
no, it was definitely better. My agent wasn't there, so I was mad at that, but it's okay.
Top 3 favorite movies, hold on, or most recent movies you've enjoyed. In case we
What are
have-
you watching on Netflix? We missed that. She's
Right now,
Yeah.
I'm watching Lincoln Lawyer. I was watching Night Agent. Those are both 2 good ones. I'm about to watch Reacher. Reacher is a really good one. I don't know what that's not on Netflix though.
Amazon Prime. I'm on season 3, episode 2. Oh, my fault. You ain't asking.
Yeah. Movies. I mean, I love Friday from LA. I love Friday. I love ATL. I love The Notebook. If I want to get real sentimental, you know.
What? I've never seen
Y'all
it.
wanted 2G to watch The Notebook.
I've never seen it.
I've seen The Notebook. Ryan Gosling.
Well,
is
y'all
great
need to
at it.
watch. Well, you need to watch The Notebook. Okay.
I'll watch The Notebook if you watch Ted Lasso.
Oh, I've seen Ted Lasso.
Damn. I was trying to find something you had.
No money talks in there. What's up with
She-
these
she
young
said
bucks
she
with
already-
money talks?
Have you seen Paid in Full or Money Talks?
I see Paid It Full. Where's Money Talks?
Oh, all right. Say less. I got
I'm
you.
gonna go get you a Razor or a Sidekick phone. You can use it for a month, and then you be all right.
You got a Charlie Sheen, Chris Tucker, red light, green light. Red light, green light. She ain't never seen Money
maybe
Talks.
I said
Okay,
that.
so your homework before we go to
Just
Nanjing,
watch Money Talks.
you gotta watch Money Talks. You gotta watch.
Okay,
Money
I'll watch it.
Do that, or I'll download
I'll
on my
You have a
iPad and give it to
16-hour
you.
flight. You have a 16-hour flight that you probably can.
Yeah, 13. Calm down.
Oh,
Calm
my
down.
fault. It's 16 for me.
You must be going from it. Yes. You know what? Stay on focus. Hey, I got a question for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
We were asking this previously, but I just want to see what you have to say. Give me your dream 4x1 that you would run with. Retired or current? Who you running with?
Retired or current? Golly. Obviously, I'll put Coach Jet. I'm just gonna say names. I'm not gonna say legs because
Need the legs.
Yeah, the legs
Okay.
is part of the question.
And you have to run as well, so.
you said I have to say legs too.
Yep, legs,
And
and
you
you
have
have
to
to
be on
include
it.
yourself.
Oh my gosh.
What leg are you running? Let's start with that.
Okay, I'm just gonna kick it off.
Okay.
I'm gonna go me to shoot. I'm gonna go me to Sha'Carri, to Allison, to Coach Jet, to Carmelita Jeter.
Dang, you don't like FloJo?
Oh,
She born in
dang.
1998, bro.
No, she knows she is. I know. We've had this discussion before.
Yeah, I do love FloJo. I've had like interactions. Allison was like
I
my
respect.
favorite growing up, so I had to put her on there. Coach Jet was my coach, and obviously one of the fastest women in the world forever. And then Sha'Carri's just doing her thing right now. So
Tell
that
Wallace
kinda
this
just-
your dream relay, okay?
It's okay.
It's my dream relay. Don't be asking me about.
Hey, another day, another cuelo. It's okay.
Well, Celera, can you tell the people where they can find you, catch you outside of being on this podcast? I know you are not a stranger to social media, so please hit us with the handles.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram, Celera_Barnes. TikTok, I get a little rowdy, but you can find me there at Celera Lachelle.
The middle
and that's
name, like
really-
Sasha Fierce, the middle name.
Yeah,
That middle name
that's
popped
really-
out. That's why you fiery on there, huh? That's the TikTok is that alter ego social
That
media
alter
platform.
ego. That alter ego.
And what else
But
you got?
yes, just Instagram and TikTok, really.
Well, I know you ain't going to pack no bags because Wallace ain't
Watch out, bro.
My fault.
Wallace ain't sent me my
Yeah,
bag
Wallace ain't
yet.
sent you no bags.
how they do. See
But
how they do.
we definitely appreciate you taking the time to join us on the podcast, and we look forward to seeing not only your participation at the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing, but also seeing you out there in China again, round 2 for the World Relays, and I would love to see you in Japan at the World
Yeah.
Championships there. So we definitely wish you peace, prosperity, and progress on your journey indoors, and we will see you outside. And thank you for joining us for another episode.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Peace.